Hello, Shepherd's Light Ministry. Pastor Randy here. Today I'm going to dive into Psalm 139. It's, the book of Psalm just has so much fruit, wisdom, knowledge. It's like the foundation of the Bible. It's in the middle of the Bible for a reason. It pulls everything together, the Old, the New Testament, and just it's an amazing book when you start reading it, diving into it, and I've grown to love it, and I make sure that I'm in the book of Psalms. I try to be at least once a week. I really try to dive into one psalm and not master it, but just really dive into just one, because there's so many of them. It's such a huge book, and some of the psalms are long and some are short. I mean, there's 150 psalms, so I try to dive in and get what I can out of it. So let's read today 139. I don't want to take too long because this is one of the longer psalms. It's actually 24 verses, and it's Psalm 139. So Psalms is directly in the middle of your Bible, like I just said. So go to your middle of your Bible and go to Psalms. I'm actually reading from the Living Translation out of this book, and I am going to reference some into the other Bibles, but I will let you know when I do that. So let's start. O Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. Examined. Now, when I think of examine, I think, we go to the dentist and he examines our teeth to make sure they're okay. Or the doctor, he examines us, right? Let's read the NIV. The NIV says, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. So you searched me and you know me, but the Living adds that very important word, you know everything about me. I think that's why I like the Living Translation, because it just turns it into an actual, I don't know, you can actually I can relate to it more. So let's continue on. Verse 2. You know when I sit and stand. When far away, you know my every thought. You chart the path ahead of me and tell me where to stop and rest. He cares about us. He tells us when to stop and when to rest. Okay. Actually, let's go back for a minute. So search me actually means examine with pain and care. Pain and care. It's just like the dentist, like I said, pain and care. Sometimes it hurts when you're there and they're in your mouth, stretching your mouth out, trying to get them tools in. Sometimes, blood work, the needle, it hurts a little bit before they take your blood, right? Examine, search me. So he's searching us. This whole psalm is an encouragement to be right in the right relationship with God. So remember that. Keep that in mind. And he knows all things, right? He knows everything. He knows all things. He knows us inside and outside, and he knows our hearts, right? So, 3, you chart my path ahead of me and tell me where to stop and rest. Every moment you know where I am. He knows where we're at all the time. You know what I am going to say before I say it. You both proceed and follow me and place your hand of blessing on my head. So he's blessing us. He's placing a blessing on us. Is that not a wonderful thing to think of? He's blessing us. His hand is upon our head and he's blessing us. I just love this version. So let's read the NIV. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. So this actual hem, and it says he guides our way. He guides us. The New King James says, "You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me." Laid your hand upon me. I mean, it just reading this is just not like piercing your spirit right now. Like, you say search, but he's like blessing us and searching our hearts. And as he searches our hearts, he's like blessing us. And he is examining us. And it might be a little hurtful, right? But he's doing it with care and blessing. So I don't know about you, but this just like pierced me in a really good way. So let's go into 6. This is too glorious, too wonderful to believe. I can never be lost to your spirit. I can never get away from my God. My God. Can never get away from him. So this is where the psalmist is actually stressing his omnipresence, that he's everywhere. Everywhere. This is his omnipresence, that we can't ever hide from him, right? He's everywhere. Let's go to the NIV. Such knowledge, I'm starting with 6. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lawfully for me to obtain. So his knowledge is for our protection and our guidance. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? We can't. He's everywhere. He is what? He is omnipresence. Type that in the comments. Get it in your heart. Say, my God is omnipresence. He is everywhere. Everywhere. So let's go to 8. If I go up to heaven, you are there. If I go down to the place of dead, you are there. Heaven and hell. Right? So this here gives us the three realms: heaven, earth, and hell. Right? So heaven, hell, and then earth is in 9 and 12. But let's continue reading on. I cannot ride, even the hands are guide me in strength. If I try to hide, where was I? Sorry. I go down from the place of dead, you are there. Okay, 9. If I ride the morning winds to the furthest ocean, even there your hand will guide me. Your strength will support me. No matter where we're at, right? He's guiding, he's supporting us, remember? Because his knowledge is for our protection and our guidance. We can't hide in. Okay, number 11. I try to hide in the darkness. The night becomes light around me. So we try to hide in the world oftentimes, right? We are like, okay, let me just drink some alcohol. Let me just go and use this medicine, or go and smoke this, or go and do this. We try to, or just stay busy. Some of us it's work. Some of us it's sex. We don't ever know, but we run to the world and we try to hide. We try to hide what's really in our heart. But here it's saying, I try to hide in the darkness. The night becomes light around me. So God brings the darkness to light. Remember, this is in the Bible multiple times. So much. I'm not even going in there, but he brings the light to darkness, or the darkness. The light always brings the darkness to light. So we cannot hide. We can't run to the world and run to addictions or things that the world tells us to, video games or the TV. whatever you run to. You can't do it. God's there and he's around you and he's omnipresent. He's not going anywhere and we can't hide from them. Remember, Jonah tried hiding. What happened? He couldn't. A storm came, the well ate him up, and he was there for 3 days and then came out. Adam and Eve tried hiding. And what happened? God's like, what are you doing hiding? Like, you think I don't see you? Cain, he tried hiding. God's like, hello, what are you doing? Where's your brother? So we can't hide from him. He knows. And that means we can't hide what's really in our hearts or what's really bothering us or what problems we have or what addictions or our spirits, like if we're jealous, we can't hide it from God. If we're doing something to gain something, so if we're serving at the church, not to serve God, but to serve man or to do it to get it off our checklist, he knows. If you're reading your Bible to get it off your checklist, he knows. If you're coming to women's or men's just to like make sure everyone thinks that you really are diving in when you're really not, God knows. So if you give somebody and it's not a generous heart, like Corinthians tells us, and you give to give and say, okay, if I give them this, maybe they'll turn around and give me this. Or maybe I could be friends with this person because I'm giving them this. Like, God sees your heart and knows. So if you come to the church and they're like, okay, maybe if I help them, then they'll come over and mow my grass. God knows your heart. He knows what's inside your heart and your intentions. Man might not. Sometimes. Sometimes our discernment goes off. But God knows. So whatever you say or do it for the Lord. And if you're not, you need to check yourself because God knows. He knows what you're doing it for. If you are, it's kind of like I did a video the other day of why I do videos, right? It's for you. It's to build you up. It's to build the kingdom up. But if I'm doing it because I want people to see me or because I just want this big, huge audience, guess what? God knows my heart. But if God knows I'm doing it for you and because he asked me to do it and I'm being obedient to him and it's all for his glory and his works, he knows that's where my heart is and he knows why I'm doing it for real. And that was my point of that video. Like, I don't do it for me. Trust me. I was really bad at public speaking. I didn't even like doing it when I was in school. Hated it. I couldn't speak on video for a long time. When I say a long time, I mean a long time. If this was 4 or 5 years ago, you would not be getting videos because there's like, no, like I just didn't do that stuff. No way. Nope. Can't do it. Total like, I can't. And, I would really be stuttering. I wouldn't be able to read. So I'm doing this for God and his glory and that he's guiding me. Because trust me, a couple of years ago, I couldn't read the word and then talk to you without jumbling over my words and not knowing what I was saying. Because the enemy was trying to keep me from something God had for me, a purpose and a plan. But that's a whole other lesson and story. I overcame it though. And I did it through God's grace so that his glory could shine through these videos, that people shall get saved. They should get built up to become disciples of men. You should be encouraged. Like, these are not from me. These are from the Lord. And I don't do it for me. And God knows my heart with that, right? And he does that with you with everything. Like, where's your heart? Are you doing something grudgingly? I notice sometimes when we do things grudgingly, things happen that we don't want to happen. Like machines don't start and random people come to try to fix them that have no idea what they're doing, and they just like test your patience a little bit more, because you were doing something grudgingly, right? Something that God was like, and God knew that you weren't letting that person use your machinery stuff because he wants you to, and that's what you should do. You should love your neighbor as thyself, and it might not even be your neighbor, it might be a friend or what co-worker, but that's what we're supposed to do, is to help others. And if we're doing it grudgingly, right, God's gonna be like, hey, like, I know where your heart is. This is not gonna be an easy task because you're not doing it out of love. You're doing it because of another obligation, and he sees that, and that's when he puts like all these little things in our way to make the test even bigger. There's times that I see this happen in people's lives, and I just sit there and I smile. I don't even say anything. I don't even tell them that, like, I could see how God's like, okay, I'm taking my hands off this, and like the enemy can do whatever he wants with it because you're just not doing this for me. You're doing this for other reasons. So I'm just gonna like sit here and watch the show, is how I feel God's doing, because that's kind of what I do, is I sit there and just watch the show because I could see God just like lift his hand off of it and things start happening, and disasters happen and stuff breaks and this and that, because you're out of God's will, because your heart's not right when you're letting that person use that particular thing. Or you're doing something for someone that you grudgingly do, and things just keep happening. They keep breaking, and you gotta keep fixing more stuff or whatever. Things just don't go smooth. It's because your heart's not right. And that's what happens. Like, get your heart right. Do it for the Lord. So for even darkness, 12, for even darkness cannot hide from God. To you, the night shines as bright as the day. Darkness and light are both alike to you. So sometimes, we don't see the difference. God does. He knows. Sometimes we don't even know it's in our heart, but he does. 13. You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit them together in my mother's womb. In my mother's womb. This is like before I was even born. Let's read this in NIV. For you created my inmost being and knit me together in my mother's womb. Woven me together is what some versions say instead of knit. He knit us. He knew us. He created us just the way we are. We should be thankful. Thankful. Because he wove us so that we need him and his love to fulfill his purpose, right? And he wove us for that purpose. And it just amazes me. It just amazes me how so many people are just so dissatisfied with themselves. But he made the foundation. And one time, this verse really, really spoke to me. Like, there's so many of us that are like, okay, I have straight hair. I hate it. I wish I had curly hair. And everyone who has curly hair, not everyone, but several people, like, I have curly hair. I want straight hair. And we don't think, like, God made us and he designed us the way that he wants us. So why are we worried about it? Why? We're his creation. He chose that for us. Why are we wanting something else? And this hit me a long time ago. And maybe I'll do a whole video on it one time. But it hit me a long time ago, and I was just like, why am I worried about my hair and if it's the right color or whatever? That's one reason why, like, I don't dye my hair. Why? Like, this is the color God gave me. He gave it to me. It was a gift from Him. In my mother's womb. My hair. Why should I be dissatisfied with it? The color, the texture, it's thin, but it's thin. It's who my hair is. It's who God created it. And once I grasped this, it was like, if anybody ever says anything to you like, oh, your hair's thin, or, I don't like that color, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, this is, God chose this, not me. So if you don't like something on me, your beef's not with me. It's with Him. Like, you take it up with the Lord. Because I am completely satisfied with the way He made me. Because you made me all the delicate inner parts of my body, knit them together in my mother's womb. New King James. For you formed me, my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. He created me. I can't be upset or mad. This is what He wanted. This is His creation. That's why I don't wear makeup, because I am His creation. I want you to see His beauty. Let's move on. 14. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. It's amazing to think about. Your workmanship is marvelous, and how well I know it. Looking into the body and how it's created, it really is a marvelous workmanship, right? Just like it. Let's read in new NIV. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Like, He is amazing. And looking into the body and how it's made and how the immune system works, and every little thing plays a part. The hairs on our nose fight stuff off. The hair in our ears keeps the stuff out of our ears. Our tongue, how we can talk and taste and the purpose that it has. Just start looking at things and how your body's formed, and it's just like mind-blowing. And it's like, oh my goodness, like, God planned everything perfectly. And then you start looking into plants and gardening, and it's the same thing. He's just amazing. His workmanship is just amazing. He did so much. All the detail He put into, all the time. Like, I don't know. I look at it as like it had to have been time, but to Him it probably didn't take a lot of time. But to me, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is mind-blowing. Like, to think of every little thing and how He just like put it together. So 15, you were there while I was being formed in utter seclusion. Like, we're all by ourselves in our mother's womb. And we feel like that. But you know what? God's there with us. And He knows, and He designed us. You saw me before I was born and scheduled each day of my life before I began to breathe. Every day was recorded in your book. So yes, we can live a long life. And He has like a timetable for us. But we need to take a few things into consideration. So, one thing is, he's the creator of all, right? And he has things he wants us to perform, right? Lots of things. He has them. He wants us to perform them. As he says in here, like he knit us, he made us for certain things. And he gives us this timetable for us to do it. So we will live that entire timetable, the days that he ordained for us, as long as we are faithful to him and doing what he wants us to do. Which really, it makes me wonder, my grandma's going to be 104 years old. Just to think she lived that long. And I know she was faithful to him. But how long will she really live? And did he have a time appointed to her? Because 104 is a long time. And to think of more years onto that is even more mind-blowing, right? And then I think of myself, okay, if I'm faithful, I'm going to continue living longer. And you see it, those who are, grounded and rooted in the Lord, really grounded and rooted and have a good foundation, they do live a healthier life at an older age. It's amazing how God works. So just start pondering some of those things, and I'm going to keep going on. So 17 and 18. How precious is it, Lord, to realize that you are thinking about me constantly. He's constantly thinking about you, right? I can't even count how many times a day your thoughts turn towards me. And when I wake in the morning, you are still thinking about me. So he's always thinking about us. How often are we thinking about him? Yeah, I paused for a minute. It's a serious question. Because he thinks about us all the time. But are we thinking about him all the time? I'm giving you a lot of questions here to ponder. So, you could, when you're done with this video, just sit there and write these questions down. And then just sit there and ponder on them for a minute. Am I thinking of him? When I wake my day up, when I wake up, am I thinking of him? Or am I thinking of the social media on my phone? Am I thinking of him, or am I thinking of going to the gym? Because he's thinking of you. When we go to plan our day, are we thinking, okay, I'm of the things he wants us to do? Or are we thinking of things we want to do? Because I try to start my day God, what do you want me to do? What's on your to-do list? Not what's on my to-do list. What's on your to-do list? You guide me. You lead me. And if there's anything I should be doing that I didn't hear or think that you said, then bring that to me and let me know. Somehow, some way. Let my path cross that way. So, are we thinking of him? 19. Surely you will slay the wicked, Lord. Away, bloodthirsty men. Be gone. Can they be? O Lord, shouldn't I hate those who hate you? Shouldn't I be grieved with them? Yes, I hate them. For your enemies are my enemies too. So let's read that in NIV. 19. If only you, God, would slay the wicked away from me. You who are bloodthirsty. They speak to you with evil intent. Your adversaries misuse your name. Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and arbor those who are in rebellion against you? Don't I hate them? I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them as my enemies. Okay, let's read 23 in the NIV. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offense way in me and lead me the way everlasting. Search me. Jeremiah 17:9. Search me, Lord. Search me. Search my heart. Most of us know that verse, so I'm not going to turn there. Now let's read the living. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test my thoughts. Point out anything you find in me that makes you sad. Sad. That word, when I read sad in here, I was like, yeah, what makes him sad? You lead me along the path of everlasting life. So if we think, let's think of that word sad for a minute. Like, what makes God sad? Our sin makes him sad. When we're not obedient or righteous, it makes him sad, right? Just like our kids, if you're parents, like, what makes you sad? When our kids dishonor us, disrespect us, when they're having a hard time. Like, I know I'm sad when my kids have problems and I just want to fix them and I know I can't. And like, that really tears me up. Or when they're hurting and they have a boo-boo and, that tears me up. When they're not listening and they're not righteous, that tears me up. Like, there's things that just tear us up that as parents, if you think of, they just make us sad, right? Well, God's the same way. Our living in the world makes him sad. When we're not diving into his word and his ways, it makes him sad. Just like us, when our kids aren't calling us daily and like just saying, hey, what's up, makes us sad. If our kids come to us because they're like, I want, do this for me, but they never give anything back, it makes us sad. Well, God's the same way. We are in his image and he created us. So what makes us sad is probably making him sad. So just break that down as your questions too. Like, what makes me sad? Because what makes you sad is probably making God sad. If homelessness makes you sad, it's probably making God sad too, because he wants us to be prosperous. He wants us to live glory to glory, riches to riches. He wants us to have that victory. So that probably saddens him too. So make a list of things that make you sad. And then just pray to God and say, like, can I help you, God, in any way? Like, can I help your people? Do I have a purpose to take this sadness away from you, Lord? Did you form me and knit me to take this sadness away? And then also examine yourself and ask him, like, is there anything I'm doing that saddens you that I need to fix? So make this personal. When you read God's word, this is how it comes to life. You make it personal. You ask questions within yourself. You look into yourself. You do a self-reflection. You meditate on the word and say, God, like, this is what your word says. Like, am I living according to your word? Do I need to fix something? And also do a reflection of the things that his promises. Like, he says, like, I have your hand. I'm blessing you. My hand over your head. I'm blessing you. Thank him for that. Thank him for the blessings. We got to be like making this word personal because he sees our hearts. So make it personal today and ask him and seek him and see what he says. See what saddens him. See what we're supposed to be doing and if we're doing our purpose as he called us to be, because he knit us in our mother's womb. So I'm going to let you go. I gave you a bunch of questions and we dove into another psalm, which was great. I hope this helps your growth and your discipleship. And I also hope me doing this and showing you how to reflect upon the word some helps you grow so that you can study his word better and let it get into your heart. So I hope this helped your study habits. I keep saying too much. Lord, that saddens me. Please take it away. So let's just look into this psalm, read it, reflect, sit there, ponder, take some time to yourself after you read it and after you listen to this video. go over some of those questions. Maybe there's other questions that you feel that you need to ask or reflect on yourself. Go for it. Like, this is what we're doing. This is why we read his word. Be in his word daily. Dive in. Reflect on it. Take time to really let it soak in and meditate. That's what it means to meditate on the word. Meditate on it and see where it is in your heart. All right, y'all, I'm going to let you go, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps you in your walk with the Lord, and that I helped you today to see a different part of this verse, but I also helped you in your study habits. I will see you all sometime this week, hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll make sure I'm on here at least one more. We have that big outreach tomorrow, so we're keeping that in prayer. I will see you all, though. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Remember, his hand is upon your head, blessing you. And he made you, and he created you, and he loves you for a purpose, for his glory, for his kingdom. Walk in it. Love you. I'll talk to you later.